Hey, it's Erica, and welcome to this rather short and efficient total body workout. We will complete 5 strength intervals followed by 1 shorter cardio interval at the end, and then we'll complete 3 rounds of that. It will end up feeling like a mix of strength and cardio for a solid whole body burn. Minus the warm up and the cool down, the workout portion itself is under 20 minutes. I plan on using a range of medium to heavy dumbbells, 9, 15, and 18 pounds, as well as a mat, and I will be sharing some modifications where needed. For our warm up today, we have 8 exercises for 40 seconds each, and we're actually going to start down on our mats. So let's go ahead and start with some doggies. So you're going to be on all fours, and you're going to be laterally lifting up one leg and lowering. So the idea here is to keep your hips flat so we're not opening them up. We're going to focus on one side for this first 40 seconds, and then we'll come on to the other side. As usual in my workouts, our warm-up is going to foreshadow a lot of the movement patterns that we're going to see in our workout. Our workout today doesn't have that many exercises in it. We're more focused on repetition today. All right, you can trade it off now to that other side. So you can kind of resituate those hands a little bit as you're shifting to the other side. But primarily, you should be relying on a lot of core stability here. Yes, we're working our glutes. Of course, that is our focus. But we're going to notice when we brace those inner core muscles, it really helps the entire movement. The whole time, that lifting glute is working, or the leg that's lifting, and the one that is on the floor. All right, you can come onto your back. We're going to be doing a lever, so you can alternate. I'm going to keep my hands right by my side. Well, actually, I'm going to keep them up here. We're going to do one and then the other. Now, you don't need to go fully low if your back is coming off the floor. The reason I decided to put our hands up is so we can do a toe touch crunch. You could definitely keep your arms down if you wanted, but it might be a little harder on that toe touch crunch form. That is a tongue twister. Toe touch crunch. So again, your modifier here is just lower 45 degrees and back up, or even just 30 degrees. Alrighty, coming into a push-up position. Now we're going to do a push-up lower, and then we're going to do some cobra rocks. So we're focusing on that slow eccentric, and then coming up to stretch our back, stretch our hips, and kind of wiggle from side to side. Then you can come back to a plank, lower down. You could also do that from your knees as well. So you can just come right to the knees this entire time. Okay, runner's lunges are next. You can start in a high plank. We're going to bring one foot through, and we're just going to hold here for a couple seconds. Feeling the inner thighs stretch, the hips, and then into the other leg. So I'm going to try to keep my hands rather wide, because I'm bringing that knee in between them. All right, bring both of your feet together. We're going to do a forward fold, so you can hang out here for just a couple seconds, stretching the back of the legs, those hamstrings, and then an upright row. So we're going to see very, very similar motion to this in the workout. But instead of doing just a deadlift and an upright row here, like we're going to see, I want us to really just release at the bottom. Let things go a little, stretch out. And then you're keeping those hands close to the body, leading with the elbows as we warm up the shoulders. Okay, step out squats are next. So you're going to start in the middle. You're going to do a squat, and then you're going to stand on the other side, squat, stand on the other side, just alternating. Now you might notice my voice is a little bit raspy today. That's because I am just getting over a back-to-back sickness I had. So just wanted to call that out if I don't sound completely normal. I am on my way to getting healthy. This is one of my first few workouts back, so. Alrighty, and then some alternating hook punches. So a hook is when we're coming in from the side. We're just gonna practice those here. So you're coming in from the side, again, bringing those arms right back in close between each punch. Now you can pick up the pace a little bit because this will be the end of our warm-up. This is our last warm-up movement. Get that cardio up, stay light on those toes. Alrighty, let's go ahead, get into the workout. All right, we have one list of exercises we'll be completing 3 times today. The first 5 exercises will be a total body strength move. The last one will be a cardio move. Now, the first 5, 45 seconds active, 20 seconds rest. The cardio one is the only one that's different at 30 seconds. We do have 20-second rest, so I'm going to be switching out my weights to meet myself where I'm at with each exercise. Feel free to do the same. We're going to have our first 2 rounds, then we will take a water break and finish with our third. So we are going to start with a deadlift and that upright row like we had foreshadowed there in the warm-up. So I'm going to use 18 pounds in each hand. Shoulders roll down the back, weight in the heels, slight bend in the knees, hinging at the hips, sending the booty back. And then when you get to the top, those weights tread very closely to your body, leading with the elbows as you feel those shoulders firing up. So this routine very quickly is going to turn into a nice blend of strength and cardio. I feel like anytime we're doing total body strength, it ends up that way. All right, we have a step out squat next. I'm going to go to 15 pounds in each hand. So we warmed up the step out squat in the warm up. So you're going to do the squat when you come together. You're going to do a hammer curl. Alrighty. So step out, do the squat, weights hang, come to the side, do the hammer curl, back down, squat again, and then you're stepping together on the other side. Now you don't need to completely glue those feet together when you step together. You want to keep a little bit of a stance so that hammer curl feels relatively comfortable. Elbows stay close into the side. All right, I'm back up to 18 pounds. I'm going to lay down on my back, and we are going to do some chest presses, and we're going to alternate doing a lever with both legs and a toe touch crunch. So we're going to see both of those here. We're going to do the chest press, then a lever, chest press, and then a toe touch crunch. Okay, so again, we have weights in hand. We have a lot going on with this. So remember to take this exercise one piece at a time. Focus on either the chest press or focus on one of the abdominal moves. Drive that lower back into the floor, especially when you're doing the core move. Alrighty, next up we are Gonna stay down. Actually, we're gonna pop back up. I'm gonna do 9 pounds in each hand. We have a runner and a closed row. So we're gonna be alternating here. You're gonna start in a high plank. I'm gonna keep my hands right on these weights. We're gonna start in a high plank. You're gonna step in so that knee is coming through. You're gonna come up, lift off, engage the back, and do a row. And then back down into the other side. So notice I'm breaking down each little part of this motion. I am pushing through my heel as I'm coming up, engaging my back, and then I'm rowing. So I'm doing that instead of making it one fast move. I want to get into position first. All right, now we're down to the ground again. You do not need any weights. We are going to practice those doggies we saw from the warm-up. So you have the option here to just stay with a doggy, or I'm inviting you to do an extension at the top. This is one of my all-time favorite moves. Open up, straighten, and back down. So again, doggy is your modifier, or you can add that extension for a little bit extra. I know you're gonna feel that both in the glute, in the core. Remember to keep those hips square to the floor, keep them parallel. All right, we're gonna get ready to switch. So go ahead and start it on the other side. Squeeze both of those glutes. Brace that inner core before you even initiate the movement. All we have left after this is our cardio bookend. And then round 1 is already done. So today's a lot about mental toughness as we see these exercises not once, twice, but 3 times, okay? So our cardio move, we're going to do those hook punches, but we're going to do an elevator squat while we do it. So you can go punch, punch, halfway down, punch, punch, all the way down, punch, punch, and then we're working our way back through that again. So stand, slight squat, all the way down. Halfway up. It's only 30 seconds. So if you want to get the hang of this and really go at it, that's what it's for. And there's a little coordination here at first. Very good. All right, we're getting ready for round 2. I hope my voice holds out here. Deadlift, upright row. Alrighty, so weight in those heels, sending the hips back far enough. Weight, stay close, drive it right up the body. It seems my voice and my full energy is the last thing for me to recover on this sickness. So I promise I feel much better than I sound. No need to be worried about me. So round 2 is a fun round. We're getting to the middle of the workout. We've seen these exercises. We can kind of settle in and just start to cruise. All right, we're on to this step out squat hammer curl. I'm going with 15 pounds again. So weights come in the middle, step together. Hammer curl, keeping that elbow into your side. So right about now is where I'm really starting to feel my heart rate skyrocket. Right into round 2, no extra rest. Next up, we're back into that chest press. So laying down on the back. We have the lever, press, toe touch crunch. So the fun goal with having 3 rounds is we can try and use the same weights for all 3 rounds. So basically whatever one you started with, trying to end with those same weights when we see round 3. That's the goal. But of course, meet yourself where you're at with each and every interval. All right. Runner's lunges are next. So I'm going to go to 9 pounds. Remember, we're starting in that plank as we alternate. Having our hands on the weights actually helps. We can get that knee through. So starting in the plank, bring that knee through enough so it can get under us so we can lift off, row, bring those elbows back and down. Make sure when you're at the bottom doing that plank, your hips are not sagging or shooting up. Like I said, the entire workout portion here today is about 19 minutes long, so not even a 20-minute workout. We can give it our all during this time we've got, knowing it's not going to last too long. Short and sweet. Alrighty, into our doggy extensions again. So we're on all fours. Now, if the doggy is plenty, no harm. Stay right there. But if you feel you have a little more in you that you can hold at the top while extending, feel free to add that extra little challenge here. What I don't want you to do is just kind of like quickly kick it out. So I really want you to mindfully be able to get the height and then the kick. All right, let's switch sides. Okay, we have one 30-second interval left. We have those hooks as we slowly squat. So there's a lot of coordination with this one. Remember, you're at the top with a very slight bend, half squat, all the way down, and then you work your way back up, okay? 30 seconds, and then a water break. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and cut to a water break. I'll see you back for our last round. Okay, last and final round. You already know what's coming. Let's go ahead and begin. Deadlift upright row. So that's one of the nice things about coming back to an exercise 3 times, especially the exercises we have in this workout, where it's a lot of foundational movements, a lot of foundational muscles that are really used in a lot of different workouts. They're just our staples. So we get to really come back to them, get strong in them, practice great form. We feel nice and grounded when we get really strong in traditional movement patterns. Squeeze the glutes even while you're doing that row. 10 more seconds here. Alrighty, step out squats with our hammer curl. Step out, together, hammer curl. Really flex those biceps. Breathe out when you're stepping up from the squat and when you're doing that curl during the hardest part of the motions. Alrighty, chest press, alternating with our core move. Carefully get onto your back. Keep those weights close to your body as you roll down. Or maybe you have a bench today, which is even better. Alrighty, chest press, and then you can choose your toe touch crunch to do first or your lever. Even when you're doing that chest press, I want you to keep those abdominals engaged this whole time. Be mindful of imprinting that lower back onto the floor. All right, we're back to stand. I'm going with my lighter weights, and we're going to do the runner's lunge close rows. So really, as you're getting tired on this one, I want you to keep your back engaged and really push through that front heel when you're coming to a stand. Okay, so one leg comes through, pushing through that front heel, engaging my back. This is probably the hardest part of the motion right here. Just getting ourselves pushed up and ready for that row. It's a hard position to hold, so really squeeze your glute. Your hamstrings will be working as well. Alrighty, and we're into our dog extensions and our cardio. That went by quickly. That really, really did. All right, so we're down on all fours. Seeing if you can add the extension, or maybe you're gonna lose the extension because you are that fatigued. You've really worked those glutes and core. So wherever you're at, let's give it our best. This is our last full interval left. Alrighty, let's switch it out, other leg. Now really make sure you're keeping that torso stable. You're not trying to jerk and twist your shoulders at all to get that extension. Upper body stays stationary. Almost there. Alrighty, and last, we have our cardio. So we have the hooks And then with each set, we either lower or rise. Okay, let's give it our best. And then all we have left is the cool down. Okay. Again, with the breathing, I'm breathing out on those punches as best I can. Nice and low. Alrighty, we're gonna slip in one more water break here, and I'll see you for our cool down. All right, we're gonna keep it down to the floor for our entire cool down. We have 8 exercises, 40 seconds each. We're gonna start with a traditional seated forward fold. So you can flex those feet, you can point, but I want you flexing your quads to keep those legs straight. So keep that back straight, reach towards those feet. And breathe out as you sink a little bit lower. Like I said, this is my first, probably like my third or fourth workout back since I've been overcoming this sickness. So I am feeling that soreness. After having a week or so off, the clock kind of restarts a little bit in our body, which sometimes can feel discouraging, but it's actually kind of exciting too to know we're having a fresh slate and starting over again. All right, you can come up to a seated position again and go backwards this time. So you're gonna put your hands behind you. I'm kind of gonna inch my fingertips back to stretch out the balls of my shoulders, I like to say. The biceps, chest, kind of wiggle a little bit here, go a little bit further back. So no matter who we are, we all have setbacks, we all have life that comes up, sickness, travels, you name it. But we got to just get ourselves back to health, get our mind on right again, and keep going. All right, you can come all the way to your back, arms straight out to the side, taking one knee, twisting it over your body as your hips tilt. So you're going to feel a stretch naturally in your back here. You're going to feel it in your core a little bit, of course, up in your chest as well, because you're keeping your body open. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Letting all that air out as you just allow yourself to feel this a little deeper. All right, coming to a downward dog next, but from your elbows. So you're gonna come to your forearms here. You're gonna send those hips up, and you're gonna try to push your chest kind of towards your feet. So this is a good one to just stretch out the upper body. At the same time, I'm making sure to kind of straighten my legs. So I feel this in the back of my legs, my calf muscles a little bit. Just kind of playing around with your upper body placement so you feel a little bit of a stretch. Yes, there's a little work going on here too. Okay, next we're gonna come to a runner's lunge. So you can pick whatever side you wanna start on. This is gonna be a low runner's lunge. So we have our back knee on the floor, different from what we did in the workout. But we're sending those hips forward and down. Feeling that release, letting gravity pull you in that direction. You can also bring your hands to either side of your feet if you want to take a little bit of pressure off. And then we'll head into the other side next. All right, so switch it out to the other side. Again, down and forward. We have our legs parallel with one another. Maybe you want to lean a little bit towards that front leg to get an extra stretch in the front and the side body. Then we're going to end with 2 glute stretches, 1 for each side. We're going to do a pigeon. So my favorite way to get into this one is from a downward dog. So you can start by bringing one leg high, swinging it through, and settling in. So I have my weight evenly distributed between this leg and this leg. So I'm not totally sitting on my glute, I'm somewhere in between. So I can continue to feel that hip flexor stretch. And then I also have my knee and the tops of my foot kissing the floor. So we don't want to bend where it's kind of sickling inwards. And we'll come to a downward dog again. We'll switch to the other side. Okay, so other leg comes high, and that comes on through. So we're connecting with both the glute and the hip. Again, check in with that back leg. That foot should be straight out from the hip. Straight line. All right, that is all of our stretches here. So if there's anything else you want to stretch out, go ahead and do so. You're already in the mood for it. So other than that, go ahead, leave your comments and thoughts down below. I always love to read about your experience. This is a workout complete. I'll see you again soon in another workout.